So earlier this year, something happened, and I told myself, okay, I was gonna work, and something happened that happened, and then it's so I told myself that I was going to work on myself this year. I just needed, to develop myself a little more. Last year was good and hectic, but I was gonna put in more this year, and I was like, okay. Normally, I my method last year was with books. But this year I said, "Ah, this year is going to be very busy for me. How do I actualize this? If I start setting down books as usual, it would, well, pick up and I might not be able to meet up." And I told myself, okay, movies. I'm a German minister, so movies should go a long way. And movies actually also teaches lots of moral lessons when you focus. I'm a kind of person that writes down moral lessons from movies, so scrap that out. So I told myself, okay, I think I should have a list of movies that I would watch this year or about the first half of the year. Sorry, the first quarter of the year. I would watch them, learn the lessons, see how to apply them because they're already in the movie, of course. So how to apply them would be more easier. So I went to AI and I asked Gemini to give me a list of movies, recommended movies to help me work on my personal development. And it gave me quite a list. Journey of Happiness, The Pursuit of Happiness, some other ones, Inside Out, Inside Out. So I'm like, oh, well, these movies. When I watched The Pursuit of Happiness, it was so boring. It was not my storyline actually. It was not my genre of movie, but I had to watch it because I'm after a goal. It's not for just entertainment. I watched it, and so knowing that that one was burned, I watched another one. Is it the Perks of a Sunflower? So that one too was boring. I said, what is this? I want to develop myself. I don't want to watch boring movies. I couldn't finish it. I had to like drop it out because it was so boring and you know. And truth be told, I've been busy. This is the month of April. I said this out since January. Between third to fourth. I said it out between and I've watched just one and a half movie. I've been busy, but I've not been too busy to, watch. At least I could watch a movie in a week, breaking it down to measure up my time. But I just did not want to because they're boring. And I'm like, "Ah, which one will I watch?" I already downloaded them. Oh, actually, I downloaded all the movies, like part of them, because, I was hoping that I was gonna ginger and watch. I did not ginger. I told myself that, okay, this April, let me just pick one. And I saw Inside Out. Is this one not a cartoon? And I kept on postponing Inside Out. I felt like this is just a cartoon now. Why would I be watching animation? Because, ew, that kind of thing. I eventually watched Inside Out recently, and I was amazed. I had watched the movie before, part one, with my third born. She was always disturbing me. She always liked it when I watch a movie with her. So she was bothering me. So I eventually watched it with her, but I did not really say anything like that. But now that I actually watched it with the aim of having to be myself, I learned a lot. It has to do with balancing your emotions. Inside Out teaches you how to at least use your emotions. Or you might see it as, yeah, joy, sadness, fear, disgust, and then a child's life, and you might never really get the concept. But I got to understand that this cartoon was made for adults, not even for children. Children might just watch it for entertainment purposes, but an adult that can put in two and three together to understand better what it was for. I said that, yeah, joy was always, joy was like the boss. Okay, initially, in the child's life, there was joy, there was anger, there was fear, there was disgust, and there was sadness. These five emotions. That was the first five emotions that the child had before puberty. And you could see that joy was the boss of the whole emotion. Whenever circumstances were occurring and they were like, this one's only joy that can solve it too. It made me understand first that in all circumstances, in all situations, and in total, our preceding emotion, sorry, our, what's this word? Our main emotion, the oga patapata should be happiness and joy. Let sadness not take over. Let anger not take over. Let fear and disgust not take over. But we should keep being happy. That was the first thing. Let joy be the, in hierarchy, let joy be the first. Let your life be filled with so much happiness that it is not, your life is not all about sadness, all about anger, all about disgust, all about fear. In that same, I watched one and two. I'm gonna say what I learned in all of them. Don't worry, it's gonna be a long video. So I learned that also, whenever, now every other emotions are there for a reason. Because joy should be your preceding emotion all the time doesn't mean that you always have to be happy. You should not, and you cannot be happy every day of your life, because of course situations will come, circumstances will occur, and the ones you cannot control, but what you can control is your emotion. This is the second thing I learned. You cannot control situation, but what you can control is your emotion. You can control how you react towards it. You can control how you want to take it. And yes, there are times that sad things happens, and suppressing your sad emotion might not be the best option. Sometimes you have to just let it out. The scene where I've forgotten her name now, imaginary bear or whatever, was sad, and sadness was like there, and the imaginary friend cried it out and then it became happy. Just shows that whenever you're extremely sad, you just have to let it out. If it is for you to cry, cry very well. If it's for you to roll on the floor, roll, cry, express it, and then you'll be fine. Sometimes suppressing these emotions is just what keeps pushing you and making you more upset, making matters worse. So some people, because of the struggle of they want to be happy, they want to remain happy and joyful, they keep suppressing their sadness, and then one day it just burst out, and you might not be able to control it. So I also learned that there are times where you actually just have to let it out. You mustn't compulsory be happy all the time. Then yes, joy and sadness works together. Yeah, yeah. So sometimes you don't have to be extremely happy, you don't have to be extremely sad, but mixing these emotions together for a long way. And I also realized that in as much as joy should be okay, that's for part two safe. Yeah. Um from the part two, puberty came and we saw how anxiety came in, embarrassment, every other one shall. But I just wanted to I also learned that all your emotions that you have are there for a reason. No one is meant to be suppressed. Nobody is saying that it is a wrong thing to be angry, or it is a wrong thing to be sad, or it's wrong to feel irritated or anxious. But it will be wrong when you stay sad. It will be wrong when you stay angry. It is not wrong for a person to get angry. Even the Bible says be angry and do not sin. So the Bible acknowledges that we can get angry. We should get angry, of course. Situations will occur. But we should not stay angry. You should not make being angry a normal thing, a habit that it becomes overly, it becomes something that is boom, so big. So the emotions are there for a reason. They're not meant to be suppressed. That is one more thing to learn. Also, the emotions are there so that you can actually work all of them together to arrive somewhere. For example, when anxious took over, it made me understand that first of all, we should not let anxiety take over us. No matter the situation we are in, all our emotions are there to work together. If it is right to feel angry, sad, happy, annoyed, and afraid at the same time, feel all of them at the same time, so anxiety will not take over. It is better that you combine your emotions together to defeat anxiety. Anxiety can be so influencing. It can really take over that you will not even know what is going on. You will just be taking action and you'll be like, when did I become this? Why? Because you have let anxiety taking over. I mean, did I speak wrong? You have let because he let anxiety take over. So that scene where all the five emotions were sent down and there was just anxiety, embarrassment, and goofiness, and the other one, it shows that you have to combine happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and it goes together to defeat anxiety. So when you're anxious, I was in a meeting somewhere and someone was like, anxiety is like the big brother of worry. So it's more than just feeling worried, right? When you're worried, you might never really be prompted to take serious action. But when you're anxious, it can control the whole thing. So yes, all emotions are there for a specific function, and we should not suppress one emotion. Each emotions have a role to play in our life, and we should be able to control it. We should be the one to tell ourselves, okay, at this time, I want this emotion to work for me. Let's do this, so that we don't get happy and excited at the wrong time. We don't get angry at the wrong time. Look at the scene where Riley, I remember her name Riley, and our two friends were at the camping program, and then was it anxiety that was like, this time we should be serious, but Julia was like, no way, she needs to be happy. And then you saw how her and her friends were making joke, and then at that scene it just did not matter. So each emotions has a role to play. Whenever deem it feel that okay, I should be happy by this time, you be happy. I should be serious by this time, I should be serious. This thing needs to be angry, you show the anger. This one, God, it's so disgusting. Yeah, God, I should be scared. Oh my God, embarrassed, sad, cry. Every emotion has their different function. So I think I should have learned much more than this, but I've I did not pen it down, so some of them have flew out. But I'll stop here for now. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you picked up something from all I have said.